This is Sports Hardcore. You are Hardcore fans, and this is our Friday football podcast.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, Sofak and Sane? We also have Sane with us.
Great.
Wait, I don't think you're recording.
Yep. At the moment, we actually have some news to tell you about our channel. We haven't been uploading in the past week. You must have noticed if you've been following our channel recently. And the reason for this is that we've decided to change the format of our channel, as daily news, especially nowadays, we aren't getting that much news daily. Big news is coming. However, I believe that it's best to compile this into one show, even though we don't have a way to get it to you immediately. However, maybe discussing it in a show might be better. So we are doing this in a Friday show for now. One podcast a week on Friday with the fantasy, which Sane is going to go on to, with the discussion about football, cricket, and for whatever we do on this channel. And we are planning to potentially get a Monday football show after the week's action. Champions League, of course, the group stage is over. And I was thinking potentially of doing a video for that. However, that might not happen. But a Monday football podcast for football, the week's football and potentially cricket, just that, rather than discussion and fantasy. That's my aim, and we could be getting onto that in the near future. So over to you, Sane, for the fantasy, and just to discuss the results now.
Yep. Hello everyone, this is our third week of Fantasy Friday, and this has been a pretty bad week for me, but a great week for Sarthak and Shaurya. Sarthak got 15 points, Shaurya got 18 points, and I got 9 points, which leads Shaurya 36 points, me 29 points, and Sarthak 27.
Yes, this is getting heated, so it's getting pretty, like you can feel that either people are hot on your tails or they're just too far ahead. I think it's going to be an exciting week without the Champions League action this week, just Premier League action. And let's get into it.
Yes, so many massive games happening this week, and the first game is Wolves versus Villa. So Wolves are a good team, but without the likes of Raul Jimenez, they haven't been scoring many goals lately. But Villa aren't looking that great anymore since that 7-2 thumping of Liverpool. So I think that Wolves will win 2-1 against Villa.
Wolves without Jimenez have got a bit weak, and this could potentially be a close match, but I think Wolves are still going to come away with a dub and win 1-0.
Yeah, so I think that without the likes of Raul Jimenez, we of course hope wishing a swift recovery, but I think that definitely they've got the likes of Traore, Podence, Neto scoring some goals as well. And then from midfield you've got Moutinho and Neves, who can do that. And you've got a pretty decent defence, but Semedo not the best, but still performing okay. Cody, a rock at the back. And they have a pretty good team and pretty showing goals. So I think that they can definitely do well with a 3-1 win against Villa.
Next game, Everton versus Chelsea, or as known as a Carlo Ancelotti derby. And I think that Carlo Ancelotti's former club will win 3-1.
I think Everton had a good run at the start of the season. Now it's kind of going down, but still it hasn't ended yet. We can't be too sure. But I still think that Frank Lampard's team is going to come away with a 2-1 win.
I think that Frank Lampard's men in blue with the young striker players like Werner and Abraham. Abraham maybe not so much, but Werner. Havertz picking up a bit of form. Mount doing very well as always. And of course you've got the experienced Giroud scoring goal after goal up front. 4 goals against Sevilla, goal against Leeds, nothing against Krasnodar even played. But I think that it can definitely be a 3-1 win. Frank Lampard beating his former coach's team.
And now we move on to to the Manchester derby. Man U, not in great form. They're known for late comebacks, but they could not come back against RB Leipzig and have been knocked into the Europa League. And I think also Man City having a great week, beating Fulham and Marseille. Not the most challenging teams, but they still got the job done. But I think Man City will still be able to win 3-1.
So I support Man City, if you didn't know that. And this is my favourite derby in the whole world, probably. And I think that Pep Guardiola's team and the team that I support will win 2-1.
I think that Man City versus Manchester United, the Manchester derby, I'm not sure. I think that probably, of course, Man City have had a brilliant run of form, but their defence is still weak and they need to improve. But Manchester United, they're in a terrible situation. You got Maguire, Shaw just not performing, De Gea not doing anything right. Now being replaced by Henderson, who's occasionally solid, but not the best still. And then you have the attack being flawed with only Fernandes having that spark. I think that Manchester will be blue with a 4-2 emphatic win for Man City.
Now we move on to table-topping Spurs versus Palace. Palace had a nice win over West Brom, 5-1, and sit comfortably in 11th place. But don't write off Spurs. Højbjerg has been the signing of the summer for me, and Spurs' away form has been the greatest of the Prem. So I think that Spurs will win 2-0 with another clean sheet in the bag.
Spurs are on this form, winning their last Europa League game and winning the North London derby just last week. And Son did score a brilliant goal. If you didn't see that, I'll just tell you that it was a beauty, and you can enjoy the moment yourself. And I think that Spurs will come away with a 2-0 win against Crystal Palace.
I think that I agree with both of you. They've been getting 2-0 wins nowadays with a brilliant goal from Son in the North London derby. I think I'll definitely 2-0 win to Tottenham.
And last game of match week 13, Liverpool versus Fulham. Fulham lost 2-0 to Man City last week, and Fulham have had a run of pretty tough games. Leicester away, Man City away, and now Liverpool at home. And I think Fulham will end this tough run of fixtures by losing 4-1 to Liverpool.
Liverpool, their defence getting weakened. Practically the whole team getting weakened. Van Dijk gone, so a dent in their cabinet. Not really cabinet, sorry. It's just in their whole team. But I still think that they will be able to win without Van Dijk and come away with 3-1 win.
Sunny, just to correct you, I think it's game week 12, but let's not get into that, as I think that Liverpool, with a weakened team, I believe they can still be a Fulham team that's just needs to. They beat Leicester, but they need to get better, and they didn't really. Man City had a pretty good performance against them last week, but I think that Liverpool, they've been decent even with the injuries. They managed to manage it and get through to the last 16 in the Champions League. I think that Liverpool will win 5-1. Little surprising. However, I think that Liverpool have the confidence to do this. And that will be the end of our predictions, I believe, for this week. We still, of course, have next week. We would usually be doing Champions League and Europa League after this. But yeah, we will move on to the news of the week. So first, we have PSG versus Istanbul Başakşehir. 5-1 to PSG, but the highlights of the game, not so much a highlight, but it was horrible when Başakşehir assistant coach Pierre Weibo, I believe, sorry if I haven't pronounced his name correctly, was racially abused by called the black guy by the Romanian referee, and Dembaba stood up thinking that why are you calling him a black guy, and then they had the teams walking off the pitch for this, and I think that it was a brilliant gesture from Dembaba. And I think that this is showing that racism seriously is still in the world, and definitely if football should fight against it with with players from every nation coming together in on the biggest stage. And on the pitch, I believe that everyone is equal, and I think that definitely we should change it. Not just players, but officials. Everybody needs to be. We can't have racism in this scenario. I mean, we're in 2020, heading into 2021. If we still have racism now, I don't know what, but it's just disgraceful.
Yeah, just adding on to the after Demba Ba was questioning the referee, he got sent off for a red card, which I think is absolutely disgraceful. So,
and just I can't disagree with you two, and I am agreeing with you two. And it was the highlight of the match. It was a horror scene, but this just shows that there still is racism in the world.
Yeah, we still have this. Discussing more on racism, we've had stuff at Millwall booing the Black Lives Matter, I believe it was. They had that. I think that taking the knee is important because Black Lives Matter, of course. I think that we just need to. Demba Ba has fought against racism his entire career. I might leave a link in the description to the Oh My Goal video which talks about this, but Demba Ba has fought racism his entire life, and we still have it in Italy. Monkey noises for Balotelli, and I mean, when are these people gonna stop? We can't have this where just because of the color of your skin, you have more power over someone else. Oh, on the pitch or off. I think that seriously, definitely, I agree with both of you at that. This should definitely stop.
Okay, so that's it. So let's just move away from that topic and let's talk about some Champions League action.
Yeah, so more Champions League action. We had some decent games. Mönchengladbach versus Real Madrid. We had a 2-0 win to Real. So how do you think this sums up Zinedine Zidane, having of course been escaped from the Europa League and finishing first somehow with being third at the beginning of the match day? I think that this seriously shows that teams can do a great escape, but teams that if you qualify, I think it's best to qualify early so you have that confidence mentality. Real just managed to get through, leaving Shakhtar and Inter out, so who had surprisingly good form. So what do you guys think about that?
Yes, so Inter Milan crashed out of the Champions League and Europa League qualifications totally, so not great for Antonio Conte and his men. And also on Gladbach, very happy for them. As a club in Bundesliga, outshined by the likes of Bayern, Dortmund and Leipzig. So it's good that they qualified for the next round of Champions League, and hopefully they can proceed further and maybe even go to semi-finals and have a run like Ajax.
Yeah, I once again agree with you two. And Inter Milan finishing rock bottom, and this was surprising. Not saying that this was an easy group. Shakhtar, a great team. I think they reached the semi-finals of the Europa League last year. Real Madrid, a great team, and Mönchengladbach, still a good team. And I was guessing that Inter would have finished either second or third, but of course, I don't think anyone actually guessed that. And one more highlight is that in Group H, Man U, because they lost to Leipzig, they have finished in the Europa League spot.
Yeah, Man U are bottle jobs, as they say it. They did the hard tasks of beating Leipzig and PSG in the first place, but then went on to lose to Istanbul, which led to their downfall. So I don't think losing to Istanbul was the greatest of ideas.
And I think that they beat Leipzig 5-0. Marcus Rashford did the hat-trick, and again the hero in Paris with a 2-1 win, and I think that definitely capitulated. I can't say this. This is kind of ironic with PSG finishing top of the group here, but they've done a PSG against PSG. I mean, you just bottled it. PSG maybe less and less over the years. but we need them. I think they need to. The players, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first. He's gonna get sacked by the end of the season probably. If he's not, I don't know what's going on at Man United, but definitely we need, if Man United want to return to the top, first new manager, a player, and more players, of course. First get the current players to play well, good mentality, and then they need to bring in the new players. Ed Woodward doesn't support Ole. Ole doesn't support the players. I think that things need to change at Man United. Otherwise, we're gonna see more huge capitulations and Manchester United just being the fallen giant of English football.
Adding on to your point, another fallen giant of English football has been Arsenal Football Club. Absolutely joy for me being a Spurs fan, watching their downfall, sitting at pretty 15th place currently, behind the likes of Crystal Palace. And I believe that if Arsenal want to get anywhere, they have to sack Arteta ASAP.
Yeah, he did really well last season. 8th place finish is never good for any manager, but winning the FA Cup, at least managing to get European qualification with that kind of squad and having that new kind of football. He learned from Pep Guardiola. He had a really good first season. Couldn't have better, but then we have to see that when we inexperienced managers, we're not going to have players. Frank Lampard, he did pretty decent in his first season, getting Chelsea to 4th. He could have done a lot better though. Now he's got the backing of Roman Abramovich with loads of money, 222 million about, which actually is about how much Neymar cost, and getting all these players, getting the support. Ole's not getting the support. Arteta's not getting the support of Frank Kroenke, and then they already know no support from Ed Woodward and the Glazers. So I think that inexperienced managers not getting any support and just putting so much pressure on them, I think that this leads to mass capitulation. I've said this word, capitulation, over and over again. Of course, they're just falling down the pecking order, and we're seeing the likes of Wolves, Leicester, maybe even Leeds and Aston Villa in the future bursting up the table. Maybe even the top 6, the big 6 has just changed in the past 3 or 4 years, and we don't want to see these brilliant football clubs being fallen giants, but what we may have thought was fiction may become reality in this near future.
Yeah, adding on to your point, I think Wolves, their turnaround has been amazing in the past few years. Not long ago, they were in the Championship, fighting for promotion to the Premier League, and now under Nuno Espirito Santo, they have been a revelation, I'd say, in the Premier League, finishing in Europa League places, and I think they were unlucky to miss out on Europa League, finishing 8th or something like that, I believe, and they have been amazing since they come to the Premier League, and I think they may as well just take Arsenal's place.
Yeah, so we need to move on very quickly to the Europa League, and especially I've seen Europa in the Europa League, we've had some of the best teams are playing the Europa League. Spurs, AC Milan, you name it. What do you think about these teams? Definitely, like Chelsea even did it as well. And Celtic maybe not the best, but I think that the teams in the Europa League actually seem to get better after they've played in it and have a really good bounce back.
Yeah. Europa League. I wouldn't say there are bad teams in it. It's a great team. There are some lower teams in it, but still great teams with the likes of Spurs, Hoffenheim, and you name it.
And Man U.
Yeah, Man U. So I think like Europa League definitely still very competitive. Like it's not like a Farmers League, you could say, but so it is competitive.
Yeah, as you can see in Spurs' group, especially Antwerp and Lask, amazing performers they were actually. I won't lie. And Lask especially absolutely shocked Spurs with that 3-3 draw, and I think they played exceptionally well.
Okay, final point is the India-Australia series. So we've all been watching it. T20 goes to India, brilliant performance from them. ODI goes to Australia, brilliant performance in them. This is crunch time. The test series of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Who will be the ultimate winner? And we'll just quickly discuss this, and we will finish on that note.
Yep, so this test series has been long awaited, as last test series there was no Smith or Warner. So I think that this test series will be very special. But obviously after the first test, Virat Kohli won't be there, so the fun element won't be there. So I think for India to win the series, winning the first match will be key. But I think that India's bowling and batting will still be able to survive without Virat Kohli.
Just one last point. I think unlike the last series where Australia were missing out on their biggest batsman, this test series will be like more entertaining. And not to mention that today India bowled out Australia for 104.
So this means that I think it was India's normal team. It's a training match, like you do. Like India might play New Zealand Day, or West Indies might play
it was a match to get the players suited to the conditions.
Yes, and just to say, Warner is not in this series. Of course, Kohli going on paternity leave, and we wish the best for him. I think that this will be really interesting. You've got Kohli for the first game, Smith for the rest of the series, and you've got Pujara and Bunt who do really well in these sorts of conditions. And I'm going to be really excited. Of course, we also have the Boxing Day tests, the famed, and then you also have the Pink test. It's a really good series, especially in Australia. And you have
the first test in Adelaide will be a day-night match, so that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and I think we should end on that note. Thank you all for watching, and yes, we will see you next time.